Becton, 27 snaps. Am I good from the offense? Obviously, step up in the right direction, right? We went from wanting 20 to 25 reps in the first preseason game to only getting 7, to Becton playing, 27 snaps and wanting more. And he looked good. Definitely not perfect here. And we'll see a couple of plays of him not necessarily being perfect. We saw the missed cut block. So I think the last game, his seven snaps were more impressive. But this game, it's more so like, yeah, we can evaluate the play and all of that stuff. But first and foremost, we want to see health, right? So here we see a situation where they run to the weak side here, I believe. This is something I talked about with Becton coming out of college. There's times where instead of staying on the block, he tries to extend guys and throw them for like highlight plays, and then they're able to, reset and make the tackle, whatever it may be. This is one of those ones where he tries to torque a guy too much instead of just staying on the block and the guy slips him. So outside, outside zone or outside mid zone. The one thing I'm going to say too with Becton here is, and he's naturally going to be, he's 6'5", 6'6", so he's going to be higher than some guys. The one thing I do want to see with him is here, the angle isn't so bad. It's a little flat, but it is what it is. The one thing we want to see is more is the feet more attached to the ground. One step too large crossover contact with your feet crossed, not ideal. Want to see the feet more attached there. And then past that, instead of trying to, launch a guy and extend him and get the big highlight play, obviously the hand is high to the face. We don't want that either. Instead of trying to launch him, get your hands on, quarter turn, climb that tree, get that lift and drive him. But because he tried to launch him and have a highlight play here, instead of just sticking on the block, he gets slipped. And now Izzy's forced to cut it back inside. I'm not saying he wouldn't have cut it back inside, but he doesn't sustain his block because he tries to launch him. Don't want that. We don't want that. Other guys, good job by Cologne. Good climb by Tittman. Good climb by Tittman. And then we want to see 64, whoever that is. We want to see a better cutoff or a better job of him staying on the front side of that. So 64 kind of blows us up, but good job here, good job there. Becton again tries to launch instead of just staying on the block. Hopefully Izzy hurdles there next time instead of just running into it, but nonetheless. Okay, 3 more plays of Becton, 24, bad combo. Okay, so again, played more reps, maybe not the cleanest reps. Combos with Cologne there, I believe, and just chases it a little bit too much. Yeah. So now we have one back power, and they're going to combo to the thick backer, the backside backer here. So combo, and then Becton wants to keep his outside half clean. Keep his hips square. Be aware of your linebacker, not chase this block. He does not do that. So chases the block a little bit, just too many steps. This is where we talk about turning the tank, not the turret. Tank's completely turned, bent at the waist, big time. Not ideal. He chases that block. Again, push for a shove. Shove involves extra steps, and pushing a guy. Push is just extension. Extension, not with the feet. So he shoves him, gets the right hand inside, chases it for too long. Got to stay more square here. 1, 2. And even if you chase a little bit here and you just extend and you get to the second level, okay, like you still chase the block a little bit or you overcommitted to it, but at least you got out in good footwork or in terms of like the steps. If it was 1, 2, 3, extend, even with a little bit of a shove, okay, but it's the extra steps. 1, 2, then he tries to get back and it's not going to work. So overcommitment, gets his face crossed, and now Izzy gets contacted. And this is something where I talk about like, okay, Izzy, does he have the best creativity? No, right? Like, okay, a really good running back here. I'm not going to say exactly what they're going to do, but send him a little bit to the inside, get him to hold where he is, burst to the outside. You can see he's not the most creative guy, right? Not the most creative, but a bad combo block from Becton there. We gotta do better on that one. And for the most part, everybody else, Cologne does a good job maintaining his play side leverage, driving. Tittman, good job. It's a good job by everybody, and even Ruckert here too. Hands inside, maintains his leverage, all that stuff. I don't know if he's probably gonna cross his face right there, right? Eventually, yeah. Well, he gets cut. Yeah, there's more action here. But with all that being said, if Becton were to block this properly, he gets kicked out. He picks up him. It might be a touchdown. So can't overcommit to that combo. Maybe not. There's some other guys there, but we might be talking about like 65-yard touchdown or something like that. Could be potential. 2 plays, 36. This is a good one from Cologne and Becton on this combo. Becton, so basically this combo to this backer. Becton does a really good job of popping up the play side shoulder. Cologne does a good job of overtaking the block and getting it vertical. And some people are like, oh, you should have just held them completely to the inside, like stonewalled them to the inside. Defenders are paid too, and if his momentum is going to the outside right here, and his momentum's going to the outside, it's not going to be necessarily easy for him to just stop him. So instead, displace him, get him vertical. So people are critical of that. It's just some people will be like, oh, well, this, and that. And I read it. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not even going to respond to you because I know we're not going to ever get to a point where we agree because you don't know what you're talking about. But good combo here. Zone step, right hand inside, nice and tight, pop up that shoulder, allowing him to get underneath of it. I think the guy said like, oh, they crossed. It's not ideal when they cross. It's like, what are you talking about? It's a good overtake block. He overtakes it. So pop up that near shoulder. Cologne gets hands inside, gets in front of it, and then takes the block again, vertical. Take it vertical. Becton, zone step, right hand inside, pop up that shoulder through the instep. Powerful position to be in. Pop up that shoulder, climb, get hands on. Really good combo. Now, unfortunately, his feet get tangled up here in a mess of feet, and he falls, but it's still a really good block. Pop up, eyes up, left half or outside half clean, get on it, Cologne, get vertical, even Kuntz to a certain extent. This is like that Zaro type of run, or it's like a Zaro, it's a Zaro, or it is a Zaro, it's just a different type of Zaro, where typically Zaros are like tosses. And you have the kick out here, and if he spikes it to the inside, if he spikes it to the inside, you have Yeboah will kick him out, and if he contains it, and if he takes it outside, then maybe he'll like hand check him and get vertical. But it's a Zaro type of run where and it's not like lead zone, all that stuff. Strong zone. Whereas if he were to block here and he kicks out, like there's a bunch of different stuff, but they're basically comboing this block, or Yeboah was reading this block on the edge. This is a good job by him. By Kuntz, it's not the cleanest block in the world, but they do enough. Take it. We'll take that. We'll take Becton. We wish that Tippmann does a good job here as well, popping up the near side shoulder and then getting vertical. But 64 Glazer or whatever his name is doesn't do a good job getting play side leverage. You don't want to contact on the backside. We want to scoop that out. So he leads to the tackle because he doesn't do a good job, but everybody else does a good job. Everybody else does a good job there. 37, bad run. Okay, last play, Becton. Again, not the cleanest game from him in terms of like actual individual plays, but I'll take him playing just okay, having some bad plays, and playing more reps than him playing great and only playing 7 reps. Because at the end of the day, we need him. So left tackle, Becton, bad run. Now we see a situation where he's getting too flat. Feet are crossing. Zone step, big crossover, third step. Wants to be on the ground on contact. It's not. Kind of. It is. It's closer than I thought it was. But with that being said, with Becton, we see some bend from the waist. We don't see the best base right here. Again, we see him turning from the top or bending from the top, and a little bit flat. So we have a lead zone, and Becton ideally kicks him out here. But you can't just depend on him being or working to the outside here. So you want to see more of an outside or an inside out angle, get a little bit vertical and outside instead of getting just flat, because if he crosses your face, it's going to blow the run up. So I want to see him be a little bit more conservative with his angle, a little bit too flat for me. I don't love the angle. And then again, we want to see his feet more contact with the ground and less bend from the waist. Gets hands on. Left hand slips off. Not an ideal spot, right? Why? Again, too flat, feet are crossing, bend from the waist. Now it's muddied in there. Izzy tries to cut it to the outside, but I think he realizes he's going to get outran. Tries to cut it back in. Not a good block by Becton in the run game. Okay, past that. I have Tippmann for 7 plays here. I said he looked pretty good. Not as clean as last game for sure. There were some problems, but not so bad. So Tippmann, bad snap, good stunt. So good stunt, pick up, but just watch the ball location. Not ideal, right? So not ideal. Ball location, got to keep that cleaner. Now, for a center with a guy over top of his face pretty much and trying to get there immediately, I get it's hard. Overlap technique, we like that. Cologne, I'm here. I got your right. Don't worry about it. Gets his left hand inside. Right hand. Good base, working off the Zin steps, good leverage, good. He's linear. He's not too high, he's not too low, he's not leaning too much. Eyes up. You can tell he's not just taking him on himself. Feel that out. Okay, what's going on? Pass off that block. Eyes up. Looper coming inside. Drop the post. Right foot's the post foot. Now it's the kick foot. Take that on. It's a good combo pickup by Tippmann. Not the best again with his snap. 25. Tippmann bought in blocks. Okay. I think they go left here.